Here with the microphone on now. Welcome to Thursday. A little break in the storm system action for many of us, at least the southern two-thirds of lower Michigan. The break in the precipitation will be today, mostly Friday. I'll show that to you in a second. Saturday and Sunday, it looks like, before we get into our next storm system on the way. Hey, good morning to everyone. And before we start, let's take a look at what is normal for November. So remember, a normal high temperature or normal low temperature should probably be called the average high temperature, average low temperature, because it takes 30 years of, say, November 2nd. And what was the high temperature? All of those 30 numbers averages them. So let's get a bearing on what's normal now, what's average, and how the month of November typically progresses on the normals. Hey, good morning, Paul Grady. And good morning, Kristen Hilgendorf from Sparta. Good morning to you, Trevor Manuel. Thanks for watching. This is the MLive Morning Weather Update with MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. So these are the average or normal high temperatures for November 2nd. Over the last 30 years, if you took all of the highs in the 30s, highs in the 40s, highs in the 50s, highs in the 60s, we averaged 52 in Grand Rapids and Flint and Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, and 54 in Ann Arbor, 54 in Detroit. Okay, now, hey, Gene Sense finally got a notification of live. We are really struggling with that. I hear from about 3 to 5 of you every day on that issue, and it's a Facebook thing. So I am trying to go over that with MLive as to what we should do. I guess I will start with one thing here. Give me just a second. I will start with one suggestion for you. YouTube, in my mind, is a lot more notification consistent than Facebook. And what happens is I do this Facebook Live right now, and then our social media team uploads this Facebook Live to the MLive YouTube channel. And if you allow notifications from MLive's YouTube channel, when they upload it, you'll see weather forecast 11/2/23 uploaded to YouTube or something like that. So to me, we should be going away from Facebook and going toward YouTube. But that would be a consistent way where if you miss the live and you want to see what's going on in the weather, go to the MLive YouTube page and you would see it there fairly close in the beginning. All right, so I showed you November 2nd. We go to November 9th. We're down about 3 degrees. 49 Grand Rapids, Saginaw, Bay City, 50 Flint, 51 in Ann Arbor. So we lose about 3 degrees is what I'm seeing every week in November. Now this is mid-November. We're down to the mid-40s. Then we go to November 23rd, and it drops again another 3 degrees or so to 43-ish. It's kind of hanging up on me this morning. All right, so let's get into what's going on in the weather. All right, so we're going to start here with the upper airflow. And going to give you a good perspective here. Okay, so we're looking at the upper airflow over the next 16 days. Basically, what you'll get out of this is nothing real warm, nothing real cold. William Malam, I have a hard time finding you on the YouTube. The MLive page there is very disorganized. Okay, I'll have to check that out and talk to the social team about what they think about that. So remember, every little kink in the jet stream is a storm system. So there's our little Friday afternoon, Friday night across the UP weather system with some showers into southern lower, but minimal showers. And then I talk about a dry weekend, and then we've got a rain coming on Monday, and there's the kink again. So what you're seeing is a fast west to east flow, so storm systems move in, move out, never long wet, never long dry. That's a Monday storm system, and then we get to Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and you see another bend in the jet stream, another storm system coming off the Pacific. And, 10 days out can get a little flaky on this kind of model run, but you still see some building heights. Tom Ramsey on YouTube, can't ask you questions live. Yes, I understand that is one of the problems there. Now, Pamela Todorov says cutting out, not her internet. You got to do a speed check because sometimes you feel like you have internet connection, but the speed cuts in and out. All right, more reasonable look at what's going on at the surface to give you an idea for the weekend. I will have the weekend forecast up here shortly. So today is a dry day. This is tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning into early afternoon, and this is tomorrow afternoon into early evening. And what that shows is that we have a few showers in the western and northern parts of lower Michigan. Not much. And then by Friday night, that kind of falls apart as a spotty shower moves through southern lower. This is Saturday afternoon, and that's not too bad of a day. Not much wind, maybe some sunshine. This is Sunday. Not too bad of a time period. Okay, Gloria Johnson, I'm fine. So this tells me that on your end, it's working okay, but on your end, you have some cutouts, it looks like. All right, now this is Monday. So Monday looks like a showery day. Remember, the storm center position is very, very important. It's over Mackinac Island on Monday. So north of that and right around it, you get a steadier rain. South of it, you get more of a showery rain. So in this case, southern lower Michigan is in the warm sector, more showery than steady. And then, of course, we get on the cooler backside, but this isn't as cold as the storm we just went through. And then we see already by Wednesday evening, so we only get a one-day somewhat break on Tuesday, no sunshine there, and then we're right back into it Wednesday into Thursday with maybe a little bit colder of a solution, maybe some snow showers mixed in there, and then we go out to next weekend and another little weather system comes through. Precipitation amounts, so this is through Friday evening, and that Friday shower activity, not a big deal. Hey, good morning, Levon Caraba. And Janet Fryman and Sandy Bridges, thanks for watching. So Friday, less than 1/10 of an inch, which isn't very much at all. Monday's rain, it's another incher for northern Michigan and the UP, northern lower Michigan and the UP. Southern lower, we're a couple of 1/10 of an inch, so enough to get us wet, but not a big soaker. And then remember, Wednesday into Thursday, something comes through, and that's a few 1/10. So if we go out 10 days here, you're looking at, a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch in Ann Arbor and Detroit and Kalamazoo. That's not a ton of rain. It just seems like it will be because it'll come in little spurts so quickly behind the last storm system. Hey, Lee Miller, thanks for joining. If anybody could hit share, I'd appreciate that too. So we're in the upper 40s today. We're in the low 50s tomorrow. We're in the low 50s on Saturday for southern half of lower. We're in the low to mid 50s on Sunday. We're maybe 60 on Monday. Tuesday, we're in the 40s and 50s. Wednesday in the upper 40s. Thursday in the low 40s. Friday in the 40s. Saturday in the 40s to near 50. Mary Burley, you think we will have a wet winter? let me address that in just a second, Mary Burley. Let's come back to that. This will be kind of a weather extra. That's a good question. Will we have a wet winter? So let me just come back to that after we finish up the day-to-day forecast. So, we won't have any really cold mornings coming up. 40 tomorrow and low 40s on Saturday and 40s and 30s on Sunday. By really cold now, I mean down into the low to mid 20s. Monday in the 40s to 50, Tuesday 40s, Wednesday low 40s, Thursday maybe mid 30s, maybe next Friday or Saturday we start to get below freezing once again. Okay, let's address the question of will we have a wet winter? So, two things. There are a lot of things that the storm or the Climate Prediction Center puts into a winter or a seasonal forecast out in the future. Soil moisture. If it's wet in the summer, sometimes it's hard to heat up as much. If it's dry in the summer, it heats up more. Same deal in the winter. If it's wet, it has some effect on the temperatures, lake temperatures, the amount of snow cover up to the north, things like that. But the two biggies this winter are El Nino, which looks like it's going to be strong to very strong, and of course our climate trend of warming temperatures in the globe, warming temperatures in the polar region, and as a result, warmer temperatures in Michigan, the Great Lakes during winter. So you combine those two things when you go to the temperature forecast, you say that gives us a pretty strong chance of a warmer than normal winter. But what about precipitation, which is what somebody asked? Will it be a wet winter? I'm getting somewhere with this, okay? So in the climate trend of warmer winters, it has increased our precipitation amounts over the winter. We don't get as much snow in places because it's warmer, but that warmer air holds more moisture, and so we get a half-inch or inch rain in the winter. And when you're really cold, you struggle to get a half-inch or inch of liquid in snowfall. So the climate trend would point toward a wet winter, because that's what we've seen in the last 7 to 10 of winters or so because of the warmth. Strong El Nino, points toward a drier than normal winter. So you got opposing factors here. So in my mind, the drier than normal conditions usually produced by an El Nino will probably be balanced by the wetter than normal trend of global warming right now, as we could call it. And so I don't think it's going to be an extremely dry winter myself, or what you would call extremely dry. So there you go. Now, the Climate Prediction Center has us in a fairly solid bullseye of drier than normal conditions for the winter, basically centered over Michigan. And again, they use a lot of signals, not just those two things, and they do use the climate trend. Wetter than normal winters is factored in there. So they've mathematically weighed all these up, and they say we're going to lead toward drier than normal and warmer than normal conditions. So we will just have to see about that. Hey, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great day. Bye.